He's coming back. Brandon Graham is coming back, and why he'll go down as one of the greatest Eagles ever. And we're all waiting on Jason Kelce's decision. But are signs pointing toward a return? Plus, the Birds have put Darius Slay on the trade block. Is there really much of a benefit? But first, let's run it. Josh Davis here, and I hope you're all having a great start to your weekend. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Also, I know I've had some of you reach out and wonder why am I not getting the notifications. Make sure to click the bell, turn the notifications on. Yesterday was crazy. Got to start out with the biggest, most exciting, awesome news, which we were kind of hoping and expecting, but Brandon Graham is going to be an Eagle for life. I was so excited to see the news. The deal came through. But he is going to go down, and probably you could argue this beforehand, but as one of, if not the greatest Eagle ever. For what he's done for the organization, taking a team-friendly deal like he does here, this is phenomenal. But let's jump into the article here from Brandon Lee Gouton. So it says, Brandon Graham and Eagles reportedly agree to a one-year contract. And it says, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to lose a lot of key players this offseason, especially on defense. One key defender who will not be departing Philly, however, is fan favorite Super Bowl 52 hero Brandon Graham. BG is signing a one-year, $6 million contract extension ahead of NFL free agency, according to a report from Tim McManus. Here's what Graham told ESPN about the deal. I definitely don't want to miss out on this championship that we're about to make a run for. I pretty much directed my agent, Joel Segal, just to get a deal done before free agency so I wouldn't have to go through that part. I'm just so happy everything came to fruition. It wasn't even about no money. It was more about wanting to be an Eagle as long as I could still play at a high level. And of course, I still have the sour taste in my mouth about how things ended last year in the Super Bowl, end quote. And then Graham ends up going on a little bit further, talking about where he ranked in terms of his deal based on his production. So it's $6 million annual value, which is 39th among NFL edge rushers, according to Over the Cap. But the figure actually ranks lower than Derek Barnett. He's also just below Charles Harris and tied with Samson Ebukam at $6 million. It's also above Josh Allen's rookie contract value, annual value of $5.7 million. This is a guy who just had a career year. And as reports were saying, Cleveland was interested. There was probably some other teams that were interested. He could have gotten a big payday, but instead, you hear there, he's choosing to finish his career in Philly. He is an Eagle for life. And so I think Brandon Graham, seeing what's on the table, seeing what this team is about to do, got him super excited. And he said, you know what? No, I'm going to be a part of that. So we've talked about Jalen's leadership, and guys just want to follow him. And Jalen, in his pre-draft interview that we played too, is kind of like, I don't exactly know why, but guys rally around me. They follow me, and I'm a leader because of that. Brandon Graham notices, and he says, yes, I want to get in line and I want to play with him. I absolutely loved it. Brandon Graham also shared a video on Instagram after the news kind of broke here officially. That's great. He's ready to run it back, and I'm pumped. I'm telling you, from the news 2 days ago, whenever we had Jalen and his speech at the Maxwell Awards, and him saying, you know what, we're going to get to the Super Bowl and we're going to win it next time, and then going further now, and Brandon Graham saying, you know what, I want to be a part of this team. I want to buy into the culture, and I see what this team is about, to now, what about Jason Kelce? Is he going to return? I think he is, and I think there's maybe some, little nuanced signs, perhaps, possibly some things there. Eagles Nation on Twitter, so they said Jason Kelce liked our tweet joking with him to sign a contract extension today. And if you look into it, basically, they were asking him a question what he had for breakfast. He kind of answered jokingly, saying that he had nothing, and then they said, essentially, you should sign a contract extension, which he liked the tweet. Now, that's maybe not a whole lot, but Jason Kelce understands the media. He understands how that works and how this would blow up. So I'm starting to think that, you know what, this is a very small sign that he is going to be back. Also, the BG news, that's huge. The two of them have played together their entire career. I mean, they've both been in Philly. They're Eagles for life. And so they see this as a great opportunity. And let's not forget, the NFC is definitely the weaker conference.
My money's on Howie Roseman and that front office on trying to pivot again. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to say they will be a Final Four team in 2023 in the NFC.
I agree.
D, come on, help me on this.
I agree.
They got to be a final. I mean, who are your teams in the NFC?
That's the beauty, Sal. This thing is very wide open in that conference, man.
Who's your teams in the NFC?
Well,
Eagles.
You go 49ers, but you don't know how the quarterback situation
Who's the quarterback?
Purdy had his surgery today, but is it he? Is it Trey Lance? We don't know.
Rodgers is probably going to the Jets. He's out of the conference.
Right. Yeah, and then it's your division, I guess. I guess it's Dallas.
Dallas, yep.
Giants are better, but the South is better with Carr. I guess New Orleans. But yeah, you're right. There's nothing that really – you're not shaking in your boots with anybody.
So, I think we can deduce that the philosophy has to be we're not tearing this thing up and starting over.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to figure out how we got this guy, number one, and that puts us in a position to win a conference title every year, no matter who we have. We got to figure out how to make that work. And everybody's going to want to come back. As you heard Brandon Graham say, hey, I told my agent, I want to win a Super Bowl with Jalen. Figure it out.
The NFC is weak, and I think that Jason Kelce, he sees that. Obviously, he's not blind, and it's not like he's going into the decision of, oh, am I going to play next year or am I not? I don't know. Let's not even think about what the conferences look like. The NFC is up for grabs. Yeah, you can argue, the defense is being overhauled. I'm not really sure. I'm a little bit concerned. I know there's that out there. That's a fair question. Howie has got this thing under control. Just wait. There's some restructuring going on. There's some free agents that are going to be available. Next week, you're going to see some deals being signed. You're also going to see in the draft that he's going to be able to restock. So I'm confident in this team. I am excited about it, and I think that Jason Kelce is too. He has the same feeling, if not stronger, for Jalen Hurts because he played with him. He is his main guy all season, and he's durable. It's not like he got an injury-riddled season either. So I think that he's going to come back. Curious to know what you guys think, though. Let me know in the comments below. Is Jason Kelce going to return next season? And also, when is he going to let us know? Because I think it'll be very soon. I think Jason Kelce, again, he's not an idiot. He knows how this thing works, and he's going to give the team as much time as he possibly can. Granted, he's going to take time to make sure that he's fully invested, but now is starting to get a very crucial time. We need to know how the money's going to work, how much cap space do we have, and I think him and Howie have most likely already had those conversations. That's just my opinion. I haven't seen reports on it, but I think Jason Kelce will be back. I think it's just about a lock. Yesterday was Darius Slay. So obviously he was put on the trade block. There was some rumors at first of Slay requested a trade or no, it was his agent, kind of back and forth on that. So the reports finally came out that Darius Slay does not want to be traded. He did not say that, but the Eagles have given Drew Rosenhaus, his agent, the ability to go and search for a team or a better deal because, sure, Slay is a great player and he wants to get paid. He's mentioned it before. He said that he's talking about the money. That is an issue or a concern to him. So he's wanting to get paid. And you know what? Any of us would. If we're working a job or whatever, we want to get paid the most that we can. So I don't fault him for that. But it is important on the optics of, it's not like Slay just came out and said, hey, you need to pay me now or I want to trade. So nothing like that. They're thinking about restructuring Slay's contract. But as I was watching in Philly 500, if you guys not subscribed to his channel, go subscribe. But he had a great breakdown of the over the cap and the differences of what the Eagles do if they restructure a deal, if they trade him pre-June 1st, post-June 1st, what the breakdown is there. Bleeding Green Nation also had a good article too. But basically it comes down to $3 million is what you're going to save if you trade Slay before June 1st. And in the grand scheme of things, that's really pennies. That doesn't help a ton. Now, if you wait until post-June 1st, you can save, I think it's a little over $8 million. But that also is kind of unlikely because, again, let's remember, Darius Slay is 32 years old. He had a good season, started to decline a little bit last year. He's still a good player, but I don't think that teams are just going to be jumping out of their seats to go and trade for Darius Slay once they've been able to sign free agents, once they've been able to sign draft picks. It would be a reach. So I think the only best case scenario is if you're going to trade Slay, you're going to free up $3 million. I don't think that makes sense. You restructure a deal and get something done there, and then you don't have to worry about as much of the dead cap money. There's still always going to be a hit that way because it's a kick the can down the road type of scenario, but I think that's better, and like we've mentioned on shows before, Darius Slay is a leader. He was a captain for a reason. I think that he can groom and mentor whoever the next corner is, whether it's we draft one, if it's Christian Gonzalez, if it's Devin Witherspoon, Joey Porter in the draft, or if we pick up a younger free agent and say, you know what, you're going to learn behind Slay, and you're going to get better. I think that's the best option. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comments below. Should we trade Slay? Is that something that should be discussed, and should we just get rid of him? Let me know what you guys think. There could be the possibility, and this is the only reason or the only consideration that I would see where maybe you trade Darius Slay. But again, you're not freeing up a ton of money because everyone's been saying, well, hey, let's trade him, let's get off of or get more restructuring done, and then we can save it for some other players. Maybe a CJ Gardner-Johnson, I would be all for that. If you're going to get rid of Slay, then save that money and get a CJ Gardner-Johnson or be able to keep him. He's younger. I think that he would be fantastic. Obviously, we've seen what he's done, but fantastic as someone to keep with the team. The culture, the embodying Philly, having that passion, that energy, that's someone, yes, that would be fantastic. But the money doesn't really work out. Now, Howie could figure out a way to do it, but there's still a lot of room that needs to be freed up here, and you're trying to figure out what the team's doing. So as much as I would love for that to happen, I feel like we're still looking like Darius Slay will be back as an Eagle. Howie's going to figure out how to restructure a deal. His agent is doing his due diligence and going to go, peruse the market, see, hey, what can my guy get? But I don't think he's going to find a team that, first off, is willing to pay Slay that amount and was willing to trade the Eagles something that they're willing to say, okay, sure, yeah, we'll take that trade. So we'll see. It would be great, and if we can figure out a way to keep CJ Gardner-Johnson, that is my first and number one target as far as defensively now, especially with BG being signed, but we're going to have to wait and see. Lots more info and news and updates and breaking news and stories and all that to come, obviously, over the next several days. Starting on Monday, it's going to be crazy, I know. We'll have everything to cover for you. Also, live show on Wednesday with Thomas Mott, 7 o'clock Eastern, the Wednesday link. So we will be sure to break down everything after all the free agents have been signed, all the deals have been done, and all the rumors and everything else. So be sure to check that out. Make sure to like and subscribe as always. Appreciate you guys joining. Until next time, I'm Josh Davis, and this has been the Philly Special.